is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to you. You know when Quran, what is Quran, brothers? Quran, because Ramadan is the month of Quran. Quran is Allah talking to you. How is it that Allah can talk to us and we don't understand the word that He says? And then we're happy with that. How could that be the case? Rather, we need to take this month of Ramadan, reflect upon those words, and see where we're falling short. Our brothers here, because the issue is submission, the Prophet way submission is specifically for the youth. And it's difficult being a young guy inside the society. There's no doubt about that. It's much easier to be an older guy inside the society for many, many, many reasons. Even for example, why is it inside a hadith Rasulullah alayhi sallam mentioned that one of the three who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't talk to on the day of judgment is who? Sheikh Zan. And the Sheikh who commits fornication. Sheikh doesn't mean, the Sheikh means the old man who commits fornication. The old man. He's now lived for 50 plus years and then he commits fornication. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't look at him on the day of judgment. He's had 50 years of life experience, and also now his desires and so on and so forth, he's more in control of them and so on and so forth than a younger guy. So to be a young man inside the society is more difficult. There's so many temptations, there's so many different ways. Everyone tells you, do what you like. Life is all about, fulfilling your desires. Have a dream, go for your dream. There's ex-girl you want, that's okay before you get married, then don't let the parents know, and then when you get married, whatever else you can settle down. Everyone is encouraging each other, whether it's into drugs, whether it's into girls, whether it's into just, these aspects of life. When Ramadan comes, mashallah, the youth give that up for the 1 month. We give it up. No, we, as in I'm still a youth, but the rest of the brothers were still young, inshallah. They give it up. But when they give it up, reflect upon it. Why? Why did I give up these actions during this month? Why? Am I destined to be a sheep all of my life? That's the question he needs to ask himself. Is it my destiny to be a sheep all of my life? So when my community all fasts and gets together in Ramadan, I do that because I'm a sheep with them. And then once the Ramadan is over and the community's kind of, gone back to doing their regular things, I then go back to doing my regular things. And I follow the people at school and whatever they're up to and whatever the non-Muslim fashions and whatever else is going on. Therefore, I'm a sheep for the rest of that time. Is that how I'm going to be? Or am I going to be someone who adopts Islam completely? Someone who takes this unique way of life, this unique view of life, and takes it beyond to be that unique personality. Because when the companions embraced Islam, they were few inside a kufr society. They were like people living here inside the society. Just a few in number, even less. And the society then was even more corrupt than the society today. But what made them special, what made them unique was this Islamic belief. This belief in Allah and this belief in Rasulullah alayhi sallam. And they understood that this Quran came to direct them and to take them out of this darkness that they were living in previously and bring them to the light of Islam. So brothers, we need to make that thought for ourselves. And there's many practical things, but the practical things, inshallah, brothers can talk about it afterwards in terms of keeping good company, in terms of reading over Quran and really understanding it, in terms of, what action someone needs to do to make sure that they become more firm upon the deen. But the first action that everyone needs to do, myself in the beginning, is to reflect upon what the meaning of Ramadan is, which is why I try to give that introduction inside this talk, inshallah. That this month is a month of guidance, and that guidance is for all of us, all of the time, and not simply some set of rituals during this short month, inshallah. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah khair. Are there any questions or comments anyone wants to make? Quickly, do you have time?
There's only, what time is, I'm not sure what time is iftar inside.
There's only about 8 minutes left.
Is it 41? If there's anyone who wanted to just raise, otherwise we'll end with
One question.
Or even one reflection, inshallah, upon Ramadan so far this year.
Don't be scared. Have no fear.
Everyone's hungry.
Everyone is waiting. Well, the reflection, inshallah, I'll give a short little reflection just on Rasulullah alayhi salatu mentioned inside a hadith, al-Muslimun ka rajulin wahid. The Muslims are like one body. And during this month of Ramadan, each of us, we fast on the same day, or we should do. We should fast on the same day, we break the fast on the same day, we gather inside the masajid and pray together. This is a unity of the Muslim ummah. And during this month of Ramadan, we all feel that we're one ummah because Muslims in London, Burton, Kenya, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, wherever it may be, are all fasting together. And they're all worshipping together. They're all following the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during this month. So when we reflect upon that and we look up upon that, we should reflect upon what's going on, what's happening amongst the Muslim Ummah in these days. And especially, for example, we are having a comfortable, easy Ramadan inside this country. The most difficulty we have is, I can't believe it's 8:40 when the fast is going to break. That's the only difficulty we have, is the length of the day. That's the difficulty Muslims have inside this country and complain about. Whereas Muslims inside Pakistan, they have the difficulty of, I don't have anywhere to sit because the whole place is flooded. I don't have any food to make my iftar with. I don't know where my brother is, where my sister is. That's the difficulty they are having during this month of Ramadan. And the difficulty they are having during this month of Ramadan is the people who are responsible for them. Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam said, كُلُّكُمْ رَائِن وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. Every one of you is a responsible shepherd, and every one of you is responsible for his herd. The people who are responsible for them, their government, we know they were having European trips and doing nothing while their people were drowning, and then the Ramadan begins and all of a sudden everyone becomes pious and they want to be seen in front of the people. This is where we apply the hadith of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, that some people, they get nothing from their fasting apart from hunger and thirst, because their fast is rubbish, useless, seeing as they do not even fulfill their basic obligations of taking care of their people during this month of Ramadan. We need to therefore do many things during this month. Remind ourselves of our blessed position. Help those people as much as we can during this month of Ramadan, because we are one ummah with our wealth. And also look to see how we can work to change that situation, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, for this Muslim ummah. Because it's not only Pakistan which is having difficult Ramadan this month. We have Muslim brothers and sisters all over our Muslim countries in jail during this month. We have war going on still in Iraq and Afghanistan during this month. So, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, I believe brothers will be having a series of talks during the month of Ramadan, iftar during the month of Ramadan, inshallah. And I pray that inside the future talks, inshallah, some of these issues will be discussed, because these are the pressing issues. If another thing which Ramadan teaches us is, we are part of one ummah, and this ummah, we come together bi'idhnillah ta'ala during this month. And so let us take that lesson and reflect upon it and consider it, and how we should be bi'idhnillah ta'ala. And I think we end with just dua, inshallah. And we just ask a very simple dua, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our fasting during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our prayer during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our sadaqah during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our reading of Quran during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our efforts to create the good relationships between our community during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our efforts to make all of the da'wah bi'idhnillah ta'ala during this month. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all of our good deeds and cover from us all of our evil deeds. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us our repentance during this month of Ramadan, inshallah. اللهم تقبل منا دعاءنا وقيامنا وصيامنا اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.